everyone, and welcome back to the As You Are podcast. Today I have a special friend, and she was also a colleague of mine. And really looking forward to her telling us about her story, or her daughter's story. It's a story that's really inspirational, and I think there's a lot that people can learn from her, and her journey with mental health. And
hope so. Not sure of it.
Okay, so we met at school. We were both teachers, and one of the first conversations we had was about her special daughter, Marique.
I don't remember. You remember well.
How old is she now?
She just turned 6.
She just turned 6. Oh, shame.
17th of June.
Wow. And something that I could just tell from Anré is how proud she is of her daughter.
I am very proud to be her mom.
Yes. And we're so excited to hear that story of why you're so proud of her and everything she's had to overcome.
To be chosen to be her mom, let's say that.
Yeah. So, if you could give us a little bit of background.
Okay, so 3 gynecologists told me that I'm not going to conceive, I'm not going to have kids.
Wow, really?
Yes, and they said I have to do IVF.
Okay.
And then
did they say why?
Started immediately. They said I had like a bad egg production. I'm not sure about the medical terms.
Okay.
But I didn't produce proper eggs.
Okay.
And then I was already 31 for pregnancy. They said it's almost geriatric. I couldn't.
Okay.
And we went immediately. Tried IVF. We said we're only going once.
Okay.
And then we're going to leave it.
Okay.
And then my husband said if it doesn't work, I'll get another beagle. So I was like, okay, let's do this. And it was from the start very positive. Like,
okay,
I'm saying it's from heaven.
Yes.
Because I wasn't stressed. I just believed it's going to work. This is just the way it's going to go.
Wow.
I did my injections, went through it. And we also got the money first.
Yes.
By grace,
Yeah. No, because IVF is so expensive.
And then they keep phoning you after retrieval and everything. I didn't even have symptoms of nausea. I didn't feel bad, hormonal, nothing. Wow. I just went to work, injections, everything was good. Okay, so then they phone you after the retrieval and tell you, I think I had 5 embryos.
Okay.
Then the next day they say, okay, we only have 4, and then 3. And then the last 2, they were good. They said, okay, we're going to put both back.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, let's go for it to make your chances of 1 baby more.
Okay.
And then there were 2 heartbeats.
Oh.
And then at first you don't actually know how to react because here we go, it's going to be 2 and you're thinking of finances, everything, how am I going to do this? But I'm there, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
So I remember we went away the December, knowing it was 2, but the doctor said the one's heartbeat wasn't good. And it doesn't think it's going to make it. Okay. But then I said, okay, whatever God wants,
exactly,
it's going to happen.
Exactly.
And then we came back and for the scan, and he said, okay, we have 1. We have 1 healthy heartbeat.
Okay.
And went for the scan, everything was good.
Wow.
And it was an amazing doctor. And also I just have to add there, the way that I got this doctor's number was I just chatted at church.
Wow.
With someone that I knew from primary school.
Wow.
And I always used to love her daughter's name, Marique.
Ah.
And she told me about this doctor in Pretoria and said, I must go there. Then I said, okay, I'm going there because she knew people that had twins.
Okay.
And she was the one that told me, and I said the day I went, I think she went with me once because it always fell on days when my husband couldn't go with him. So I said to her, I'm going to have a girl and her name will be Marique.
Oh.
The same as she's the one.
So before you even knew it was going to be a girl?
I said her name was going to be Marique. We were still sitting at the fertility clinics cafe. And then from there, I went to the gynae that I'm at van der Westhuizen, Alberton. he said everything's good, everything's fine with the baby until 27 weeks. He said, because there's like a bubble in the tummy of the baby, and I'm sure it was always there.
Okay.
And the day he did the scan, I said, but there's no bubble. Because I just remember he spoke about, because I could never understand, how's there a bubble and then there's not.
Okay, so you were the one who was actually like, I think there's something wrong.
Because when I said it, he said, because I saw he was looking at the scan, he said, yes, there's no bubble, the baby's not swallowing. There's something wrong in the throat. So he said, maybe it's something small that we can fix.
Okay.
But we can't say until birth.
Okay.
And this was only 27 weeks. Then I started growing big like this, like carrying a lot of water. I couldn't walk. I was swollen bad, and it was like pulling forward like I had twins, carrying twins.
Okay.
At one point, I started thinking that the second one not was so great. and they didn't see it. And so it was just the water that I was carrying, because apparently your body produces more water, but they can't swallow. They swallow, they learn how to swallow the water. That's where the bubble comes from.
Okay.
She couldn't, but she was still growing.
Okay,
Obviously,
at least.
yeah.
At least.
And then he said to me, I won't go until the due date, which was 28th July 2020.
Okay.
And I was sleeping the night of the 16th of June. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the water just burst in my bed.
Gosh.
Like, the water was a lot. The whole floor was full of water. It was just quickly packing towels. I just left.
This was more than a month early.
Yes. This was at 34 weeks.
Sure. That's
I
early.
just put a gown on. I still had just the shirt on, and I put slippers on. No, I didn't. It was open shoes with the Velcro still open because it couldn't close. That's the way I entered hospital. And I was already in a lot of pain.
Okay.
The
contractions had
yes,
started.
like it started earlier.
Okay.
The way we rushed to hospital, when we got there, they still wanted to ask COVID questions.
And during COVID.
First, they didn't want to let my husband into the hospital, and I couldn't walk. They put me in a wheelchair, and they're like, ma'am, do you have a fever? Did you have COVID? I said, I don't have COVID, just push me in. And then at least the doctor came immediately. He said, come, we'll do the tests later. Now's time.
Okay.
And then got there, and they're like, ma'am, did your water break? I'm like, yes, it did.
It definitely did.
The whole floor is wet. and then I heard, they spoke another language. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but only thing I heard was no heartbeat. They say something, no heartbeat. And I'm like, what's happening? Just phone it. I said, I remember me saying, phone the doctor, because they said there's no heartbeat. Then the doctor came, he says, you're going to have a natural birth. I was just like, you don't really take it in what's happening, because, okay, you like, I'm afraid of that, but whatever. But in my heart, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And the pain I was in already so fast. I was like, I couldn't. And so that was just the beginning. I don't want to know how it feels later on. And then when he put that belt on for the heartbeat, he said, no, the heartbeat's not okay. Let's push you in right away. And then I almost said, thank you. I was like so ready for that epidural. And then, because I was more...
But how did you feel about the irregular heartbeats?
That was... I was so stressed. But everything, your whole body is in like shock. You actually don't know what to think, because I'm just saying, take her out, take her. You actually... Many people have this plan, I want this natural birth. I want this, whatever it is. At that time, you just worry about the baby.
Yeah.
And if her heart was fine, I probably would have given birth. And then emergency C-section. I remember when they took her out, she didn't cry. She didn't cry.
That's
I couldn't
very
hear.
scary. Very scary.
I was like, what's happening? What's happening? But still, I just believed everything will be fine.
Wow.
It was this thing in me that I don't know, it wasn't like, because I can be quite anxious and
Yes.
stressful,
Yes. Yes.
stressed person.
Yes.
And I just remember them rushing past me. They never gave her to me. That sat with me a long time, that I couldn't hold her.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure.
when you know people having a baby,
I'm
what is
sure.
the first picture you get?
Exactly.
The one in the theatre.
Exactly.
I didn't have that picture. I didn't have the video planned. Like, let's go, I'm taking my bag now, we're going to have the baby now. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And I remember just that her blue eyes were shining in the light as they ran past me. I'm like, it's beautiful blue eyes running past.
And they weren't telling you what was going on. You just knew she wasn't crying.
They didn't tell me, they just ran with her.
Oh my gosh.
Because the doctor said to them, take her to ICU, neonatal ICU immediately. And then from there on, I was shaking, you know, the shakes and the cold. And after I was sleeping, I think until 8 in the morning. My husband could sit there until then. The doctor came in, Dr. Carapina. He's the surgeon. He said, this and this is wrong. I couldn't even remember the exact words. But until this day, I don't know what he said.
No, you still in that state of shock.
I just woke up and drowsy and tired and sleeping until 8. So I was sleeping 4 hours. And then he said that he's going to do this, and it was the esophagus. I'm like, okay, it's an operation. You're going to help her. Okay. I was just like, okay, you're going to fix her.
Okay.
Thank you. Like, as if he's saying he's going to take her tonsils out. I still couldn't see her until I had my COVID test done.
What?
So, the worst part for me, talking about mental health, was I don't think hospitals are aware of what they're always doing. They put me next to a lady who just had her baby. I think it was a boy.
Oh my gosh.
And he was crying. When I just started sleeping, he's crying. And she had a baby with her.
Sure.
I'm here. My tummy is flat. I'm in pain. And my baby, I can't see her. I can't hold her. So that was, for me, they must put them apart.
Yeah.
They must put the moms with ICU, neonatal ICU babies apart from the ones with babies. It's a very big deal.
Definitely.
It's not just healing physically. And remember, nobody could visit me, not even my husband. I was alone. I was there in the hospital alone. And the next day, went for my COVID test. And then, I think 2 days later, if I remember correctly, I met her.
2 days after she was born.
I walked up to the ward, the neonatal ICU. I was still in pain, and obviously.
I'm sure.
But that wasn't a problem. It's like you don't really feel it. You just go there. So I met her there with all the pipes. And
oh my gosh.
It's like this pipes everywhere. And she was 2 kilograms. It's small, but it wasn't too bad for 34 weeks for me. She was the biggest baby in the ICU. Being 2 kilograms. And then, like, everything was so fuzzy, actually, like the timing of things. But then she went for the operation. So actually I could see her before then. After that, she even had more covers and things. You couldn't even see her face properly. She had to be still for 6 weeks like this because they opened here at the rib cage going in here. So she had this plasters here and
on this tiny little body.
Yes. So she had type C TOF. She had a TOF repair. That's what it's called. And then,
so what is that?
It's a tracheoesophageal fistula. I still had to practice the word. And so what happens is your airway and your esophagus is like all mingled up. So her esophagus went to the lungs.
But also, you know, the fact that the very first time you met your baby was with all of this on her, and could you hold her?
I wasn't allowed to hold her for 4 weeks.
Sure.
I think it was 4 weeks later, the first time I could hold her, which made it more dramatic because, well, except for the weight, is all the pipes and stuff. Am I holding her right? Is she in pain? But I missed it. I always felt that I missed that.
Yeah,
part.
I'm sure.
Later you do ask yourself, what did I do wrong?
Okay.
But then I thought, could it be IVF that made this?
Okay. Putting all the blame on yourself.
You do ask yourself, what did I do wrong?
Okay.
And why?
Okay.
Why me? Why must she go through this?
Mm-hmm.
And then she had to start learning how to take her bottle because she was fed through the nose.
Okay. And when did you go home?
I went home 3 days later. So then from there on we had to go in and out to visit her.
And what was that like, leaving your baby there?
It was terrible.
Ew.
That's actually when my mental problems started.
I can imagine.
Because now you come home, you have this room, you have the clothing ready.
You had 9 months with her.
I couldn't feel her anymore. I had a flat stomach. I only had pain. And now we had to adhere to heavy COVID. Every time you have to, do the scan and get the sticker, and only one of us could go in at a time. I couldn't sit with nobody, with my husband, my mom, nobody
Oh my goodness.
was allowed in there. Only
Sure.
one at a time. So he had to wait outside while I go in and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to learn how to drink bottle, which she didn't do properly. She didn't even take a dummy properly.
Okay.
They say, I think about 34 weeks they start learning how to suck properly.
Okay.
So I was stressed about that because there was one day I remember that she finished the bottle. And I was so happy because they said she can come home when she finishes the bottle. So 6 weeks later she came home. Then I thought, it's over. Okay, we can start our lives now.
Okay.
It's over.
And what did the doctor say about the operation? Had everything gone to plan?
Everything
Were they
was
happy?
They said everything's fine, it's fixed now.
Okay.
And then I started realizing at home, when she cries, she had this funny sound that she was making.
Okay.
It's almost like a bronchitis cough when she was crying.
Okay.
And then I think it's mother's instinct.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think you know your child, even if you don't know how you know it.
Definitely.
We just made like that. I said, there's something wrong. And I took her back to the doctor. I said, there's something wrong. She's making this funny noises.
Okay.
And he said, because they were working on this was Dr. Ashley from Alberton. Well, that time was Clinton.
Clinton, yeah.
And he said, no, but her airway is floppy because they worked on it. So it's going to sound like that.
Okay.
When we got home, she still wasn't finishing her bottles. I don't know if it had something to do with she doesn't get enough air, because she was sleeping a lot. She was sleeping and she barely drank bottles, and I had to wake her like to drink bottles, and then she just wouldn't. Later I would take a syringe to like try. I tried because she had to have vitamins as well, and certain meds, which I had to
give her.
I think it wasn't a syringe, this droplet things. I can't even remember properly because I was not fine then.
Sure.
I was down and out that I didn't know how I'm going to pick myself up. Then I said when she was about 8 weeks old, let's also take photos of her, because the newborn shoots, everybody's doing newborn shoots. I want photos of her.
Of course.
And we only have hospital photos. Some of them, like my mom, can't even look at it.
Really?
She doesn't want to see it.
Such a bad time.
Yeah, and it's bad to see it.
Yeah.
And so my friend came over to do the shoot at home.
Okay.
Actually here in the shoot.
Okay.
And we went to my room and she set up everything with the heater, everything.
Okay.
And she started sleeping, Marique. She still took nice photos and everything. And when I picked her up, I said, let's just give her something to drink.
Okay.
And when I put the bottle in her mouth, I saw she wasn't breathing. And she was blue. She was like white, blue. I said, this child is not breathing. But also something that I blamed myself for, that I didn't scream and shout and say, my child is not breathing. I said,
but you were in shock.
I'm like, she's not breathing. You know, you would think you would jump up.
No,
because
but you were in shock.
it just shows you can't even say how you would react.
No.
I even had the paramedic, what do you call it, training
Okay.
before.
Yes.
Didn't help me. And then I went to my husband, I said, she's not breathing. And he was trying to do CPR, and then I think he was also so in shock. The photographer took her and she started doing. And then she started breathing again. And I was on the phone trying to phone the ambulance, but then I thought, how long would they take? And then we just rushed her to the hospital again. Back, neonatal ICU.
Oh my gosh.
All the pipes again, milk through the nose. And apparently when we left there to leave her there, she stopped breathing a few times.
Oh, goodness.
And I heard it through, I don't even know when I heard that, but they said no, no, only one of you can come for the next few weeks. Like, we have to choose who's going to see her for this month. You can't take turns.
Oh my goodness.
So I said to my husband, you go. He said, no, you go. You're her mother, you go. And then I said, okay, I'll go. So I was sitting there every day with her, cutting her toenail, trying for her to drink. So then Dr. Ashley did the scope. He actually put the camera down and he said, okay, the whole airway collapsed.
My goodness.
The whole airway just collapsed. So for 2 weeks we had her at home. Nothing happened in her sleep. Nothing happened at night.
Goodness.
But I was always with her. But at night we had to try and sleep.
Exactly.
I remember when she came home the first week or two, she was crying non-stop. Any baby cries, but it felt like we never slept. Like, she was just crying. I don't know if she couldn't breathe, she was uncomfortable, was she in pain? I still don't know.
Yeah.
But then when she slept, she would sleep too long. Like, that I think there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
And she had that funny cry.
And that funny cry. And then that happened. And sometimes you feel like, okay, luckily it happened in my arms, but it had to happen because we had to know what's happening.
Yeah, definitely.
It worked out well for us.
Definitely.
So she was there from August till, I think it was October, November. It was 3 months, I think. Many nights I would sit on the bed. My husband would record his sermon because he's a reverend. And I would sit in the room. Okay, I was studying tourism management just to keep me busy. So I would do my work, and when I'm done, sitting there because she's in hospital. And I remember there was one night that I cried, actually, because I never really I never cried.
You were just in a state of shock.
That one night he was doing a sermon about her, and then I cried, just like my heart out. And yeah, and the studies.
That was the first time, like, since she was born, that she actually processed what was going on.
The second time she went back, yes. And then I felt deep depressed, like in a way feeling nothing.
Wow.
Like, you can't even pick yourself up. I remember my dad said, okay, let's take you out to do your hair.
Yeah.
I don't know what I looked like, but I think he meant to say, let's treat you a bit. My mom, they took me out to the restaurants, taking me out. I would sit there like this.
Really?
I wouldn't contribute to talking, to laughing. It's like something was missing, pulled out of me.
Because it's not natural.
It's not.
You're not supposed to be separated from your newborn child like this.
And then they say, yeah, but you have to do the skin to skin, and that. How must I do skin to skin if I'm not allowed to pick her up?
Exactly.
So you have to bond with your baby. How do you bond? I was just there holding her hand, talking to her, And my husband also is always talking to her. And he was the one to see her first smile in hospital, in the pediatric ward. Second time, I said, no, maybe it's just her sleeping, or maybe it's just a wind or something. And then he said, no, she's smiling. And then he took videos and photos. Then they decided to put a trachea in.
Okay.
Tracheostomy and a peg.
Okay.
And I remember that tracheostomy was the one thing that I didn't want to hear. That was the one thing that I said, the doctor tells me this today. I don't know how I'm going to take it.
Wow.
Because things like that, we don't know it. We don't see it every day. And it obviously freaks people out.
And you're thinking, is she going to have this for the rest of her
You
life?
don't know.
So that's where she breathes from?
Yes, that's where she breathes.
Wow.
So the pipe goes down the throat. And I had to change it every day. We had to, you put it in a solution, take it out. There's a way to do it, but I got training, I'll tell you now. And then the peg. You feed through the peg, but you must know how much to feed, not to give too much. So I did medication, everything through, nothing through her mouth. I just used to put Vaseline on her lips and so on. Maybe a drop of water just so, it's not dry. So after the 3 months, I had to stay with her in hospital for 2 weeks with nobody visiting. COVID. Nobody visiting. I was sitting in a room 2 weeks. At least they gave me like a proper bed to sleep on. And then Helen, the trachea nurse, came. She was, I call her another angel on the road. She taught me how to properly change a trachea. First time she showed me. Second night she came, but in hospital, so it can be controlled, and I felt safe. A second night she sort of did it with me to get the feeling. The third night she was watching me do it. And she said, this is what the peg looks like, and this is what you do, feeding her. So it's a big pipe with a smaller pipe going down. Not a pipe, a syringe. A big, thick one. You liquidize everything. And you put it down there. By then she was only on milk, so you leave the milk so it goes down by itself.
And that goes straight into her stomach?
Straight into the tummy.
So was that, did that need an operation?
She had to go in and out of theatre the whole time for the trachea and for this. And Dr. Capon did the trachea, and I think he also did the peg. I can't remember. But I have to mention the doctors, because it's all of them that in a team saved her. And without them she wouldn't be here. But again, God gave them the brains and the talent to do this. So I had to toughen up and learn how to do this. And I remember they said, okay, let's do it in hospital so you feel safe and the nurses are there. But still, it's a scary thing to do.
I'm sure.
To change a trachea on your baby.
Sure.
If
and
I think
something so
back
tiny.
Now, how bad it actually was supposed to be, but you just do it.
You're just like in a trance.
Like, I never do that, I can never do that. You can. If it's your baby, you're going to do it.
100%.
You're going to toughen up, you're going to do it.
100%.
And by the grace of God, obviously. Because I remember the doctor coming in one time saying, are you fine? But I do think I didn't look good.
No, you said you were not looking after yourself.
I didn't sleep. Makeup wasn't even part of the equation.
No.
Clothing, you didn't. I wore like t-shirts and shorts, whatever. That time I felt like, yes, I'm fine. Like, I wonder why is he asking this? Like, no.
So you didn't even really know that you were struggling, actually?
No. Like I was thinking, I am conquering this, and I did think
Wow.
I did, but
Yes, you did.
to do that takes a lot.
Yes.
And the way I was still like, why would they ask me, am I fine? Do I look bad? Well, obviously, looking back, I did.
Yes.
And the day came when they said we can go home. I said, we're going home today. And they like, no, you're not going home without having a letter from a psychiatrist
Wow.
to say that you are fine to go.
Wow.
And you know how long you wait for that? 3 months.
Oh,
They like fully booked.
yes.
I started phoning. I just wanted to go home because
Yes.
being in a room for 2 weeks like
Yes.
this with no people. And then I said to him, listen, I'm even phoning clinical psychologists. They're busy. And then I got to Renee, the psychologist, she's still helping. And then she said, come through quickly. So I drove there and she said, no, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm going to do your letter.
Wow.
Type it for you now. You take it now. You go get your baby. And she helped me so much.
Wow.
Oh, and she's fully booked.
Wow.
Like
yeah.
that she could see me that day was
Yes.
for me a miracle.
Yes.
The other thing I never said was the second time she came from hospital with a trachea now on the peg
Okay.
from
Yes.
Alberton. The doctor said, just come to our office at a certain time, and we didn't know what, and they created a surprise party for her. It was cupcakes and balloons and pink everywhere, and I still remember then seeing a journalist there. I can't remember, was it Southern Korea then, because she was in many, and Network 24, News 24, Marula Media, is it My Baby and Pregnancy magazine twice?
Wow.
My Pregnancy and Baby, I can't remember now. Yeah, Southern Korea said, but there were many. There were more of them.
It was such a miracle
I can't remember who was
story.
there that day, but he asked us a few questions. And that day, Dr. Ashley said he wants to do this party because he didn't think she's going to make it. And this is a miracle. Wow. And that's actually when it hit me hard. That I think I was sitting there not saying anything. Everything's happening around you, but you don't really know.
Yes.
Until later when you think back on
Yes.
how big it was.
Yes.
Because I'm just happy that the doctor never said before she's not going to make it.
Yes.
And they never told me
Yes. Yes.
until after.
Yeah, that would have just been so hard to hear.
That would have
Yeah.
like broken